Every day has its drama in the Bulger trial. Today, day 3, 2 bookies taking the stand in the murder trial against Whitey Bulger.
Expected to explain how Bulger's gang moved in on their businesses. This is Juror C, the types of weapons the mobster had at the ready. Justin Michaels live outside Moakley Federal Courthouse on this rainy Friday in South Boston with a preview of what's ahead today. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Steve. James Katz and Dick O'Brien. Those are the bookies who are going to be in the courtroom today to talk about how they say Whitey Bulger made them pay him to do their business in South Boston. But yesterday was quite an interesting day for the jury, and this is why. Take a look here right now. These weapons, including 6 machine guns, were physically brought into the courtroom. Now, the prosecution says Bulger and his gang used these to intimidate people and to steal money, and Bulger is, of course, charged with the killing of 19 people. Now, the prosecution also showed dozens of pictures of guns, masks, money, even a police badge, all different things that were recovered after the police were tipped off. Now, the most gripping testimony yesterday came from former Massachusetts State Police Colonel Tom Foley. Foley testified that Bulger's gang collected money. They called that money rent from the bookies, from different drug dealers and all sorts of different other people. Also, those people could continue to operate within Bulger's, quote, territory. Now, Foley spoke when he walked out of the courthouse yesterday about law enforcement's role in all of this. Take a listen to him right now.
It's frustrating in that, this whole case kind of centered around, organized crime, but it's just typical of organized crime, how people in law enforcement were kind of more or less infiltrated, and that's very distasteful from our perspective. And when you're investigating organized crime, you're going to see some of that. I don't care where you are, but it's never an easy thing to investigate. It's certainly not something you like to watch.
Now, Colonel Foley also talked about one of the government's star witnesses, James Martirano, and his involvement in all of this. And he really talked about, during cross-examination from the defense, why Martirano wasn't asked at all about his involvement with any of these other crimes, with any of the other people that were involved in this. And when Foley was asked about that after court, he simply said, you know what? He knew someday he was going to be asked about that in a court of law, but at the time, by not bringing Martirano into all of this, he knew that they would eventually be able to get Bulger in the hot seat here in this courthouse. So I guess you have to give some things up to get some things later. That was his argument. It's going to be another interesting day, though, with those bookies taking the stand around 9 o'clock this morning is when it all starts. Stephen, Eric this morning, back into you.
Justin Michaels tracking the story for us at the Moakley Courthouse. Appreciate it.